welcome back to another episode of Bantz with Lawrencia on the Lawrencia TV, a channel that celebrates ordinary people doing extraordinary things. So please subscribe, like, share, and also click on the notification bell to get notified anytime I post new content. So for today's episode, we're going to be talking about polygamy. We're going to be talking about polyamorous. We're going to be talking about why married men cheat, why married men have side chicks, and why they eventually decide to get a second wife. I mean, this conversation has been going on social media. There are different discussions based on the actions of Nollywood actor Edochie. Some people argue that the Igbo culture, if a man impregnates a woman outside wedlock and that woman has a child for him, the only way he can lay claim to that child is to get married to the woman, whether she is the first wife, the second wife, the third wife, regardless of which number she is. As long as he wants to lay any claim to that child, he must pay her bride price. Now, this is a very complicated law. I mean, when we talk about law, the English law, this is very different from the traditional law that was in place even before all this English law were introduced. So this has been the law or the cultural way of dealing with people having children everywhere. So Edochie, they argue that he did the right thing to claim his child because the side chick gave birth to a son. Some people said if it was a daughter, he may not have acted the way he did, or because that child is a son and the only way he can lay claims to the child is to marry the wife. So this conversation was going on social media. Other people said, well, he could have claim that child. I mean, the culture is very vast. There are certain things that you can do culturally to claim the child and not necessarily marry the woman as second wife. You can still pay the dowry and everything and just have an agreement with the parents or with the girl to say that I am married, I don't need a second wife, but I am happy to claim my child. But then again, if the woman is in agreement with that, she might turn around and say, if you're not marrying me as a second wife, then you cannot claim my child. Some people argue that just because she was also desperate to get a husband. I mean, the pressure on people to get married these days is alarming. So this has opened a whole lot of conversation on social media where people started discussing the cases of first wife, second wife, side chicks, and polyamorous relationship. Well, people said that if men are happy to cheat, if men are happy to have girlfriends, side chick, and eventually, bring one of them as the second wife, they should just open up the whole relationship. If you're getting married to somebody, just have that honest conversation with them. There are so many crazy things going on. People are having, this generation is wilding. There are so many conversations now regarding polyamorous relationship, whereby the man, marries his wife, but they sit down and discuss. Let us open this relationship. Let us bring in a third party, either as a second wife, or a girlfriend, or a side chick, or a mistress, whichever way they are comfortable with. Or some of them can just decide, you do what you want to do, when you want to do it, just let me know about it, and then we have that conversation. But some of them are not even happy with that. Some of them actually bring a third party into their relationship permanently. So I think the important question that we need to be asking ourselves is, why are so many people happy to be side chicks, girlfriends to married men, and eventually becoming second wives? This generation are no longer happy to be side chicks. They're no longer happy to be mistresses because the society is hounding them to get a husband. You're hounding them to get a husband. And who are these husbands? Most of them are dating married men. Most of them are side chicks to married men. So what do? They decide to get, into marriages with married men. People think that sometimes polygamy has to do with people with money. That is not true. We have a whole lot of people living below the poverty line who are into polygamy. They have girlfriends, wives, children, and all these women are aware of each other. But sometimes it's just so complicated. It's not black and white. You can't ask somebody, oh, you're dating this married man just because of what you're gaining from them. Most times it's not just that. One of the discussions that was going on, a lady came and told her own side of the story of being a side chick. She said she's had loads of relationship. She was engaged, she was in love, but then she realized that the relationship, the guy was cheating on her. He had about 5 other different girlfriends that he was dating. He was engaged to one other person. She was just there thinking she was the main chick. She was even happy to remain there and receive the title of wife, until a friend of hers who got married came to her crying to say that, she caught her husband cheating with a girl that he was dating the two of them together, and eventually married her, but he kept that relationship going. Even in fact, before their wedding night, he was with this other lady, and that relationship has continued. She realized that she had a child for him, so the guy was literally maintaining 2 different marriages at the same time, running them simultaneously without her knowledge. So I think that was when the side chick, the current side chick, said that that was when the penny dropped. She broke up her engagement because she felt she was in the similar situation whereby the person she was engaged with was also engaged to somebody else and had other girlfriends. So she broke up the relationship and she decided, well, I am done with love. I am done with marriage. I am done with a relationship. And there was a married man that was asking her out before this whole thing. She rang him up to say that she's now available. That was how she started dating a married man. So sometimes people date married men just because they know that. What is the difference? Even the single guy you're dating is dating 5 other people and you are aware of it, and then you're praying that just because society is hounding you to get married, you're praying for him to pick you as the wife. And when that person eventually picks you as the wife, those other girlfriends or those other people he was engaged to are not going to go anywhere. He's still going to maintain those relationships because you were aware, or you thought, okay, once you receive the title of wife, that automatically changes everything. That doesn't change anything. So I think most people who are dating married men are hurt people. Hurt people hurt people. So it's not right. I'm not saying this is right. I mean, Edochie came online to say that, well, nobody knows what he's facing in his family, and he has reasons why he did what he did. Let's face it. May Edochie, I am very sure, was aware that her husband is not faithful, but she is happy to be in that marriage because she has the title of wife. And then she knows that her husband got somebody pregnant and had a child with another woman. But she was happy to stay. Nobody heard anything because she felt she still have that title and respect. But immediately he came to claim that side chick, that was when the problem started. That was when everybody is getting emotional. Everybody knows that every married man you see on the street, either as a girlfriend, is cheating, has a second wife or a side chick. That is the truth. Any married man that said they are not cheating, raise your hands up. Let us investigate you. I am very sure we're going to find one or two dirts. And then some other people argue that ladies get into relationships with married men because of what they are going to get out of it. So greed is one of the reasons why people cheat with married men or sleep with married men, because of what they can get from it. And then some lady came out and said, well, that is not true, that she has been sleeping with married men for a very long time, that she doesn't get anything from them. The only satisfaction that she gets is knowing the fact that this man is only cheating on her with his wife. Did I say that right? Or she is cheating with the married man. How do I even put this? I mean, she knows that she is faithful to the married man, and the married man is faithful to her and only sleeping with the wife. Right? That is complicated. She went on to say that if you're dating a single guy, he might have like 5-6 different girlfriends and have like another 5-6 different sexual partners that he regularly, visits. So that is even more complicated than dating a married man that is married to his wife and is faithful to you and the wife. Crazy. Yes. I mean, just listening to all this conversation online, it just made me realize that we have lost it. Even the single, the married, the complicated, it's just, everybody is just wilding and doing whatever they want to do, because you can only control yourself. If you're saying, I'm not going to date a married man because when I get married, I don't want somebody to date my husband. Your husband might be planning on getting not just a second wife, a third wife, and even having mistresses and side chicks and girlfriend on top of all those things. You cannot control somebody else's wants and need. But where does all this thing lead us to? Like, why do we even bother? Why do we even bother to get married, only to realize that, okay, this is not going to work? After some points, we fall out of love, and then we decide to go out there, especially the men, to go out there, get girlfriends, get side chick, get them pregnant, marry them as second wife, dump them on your wife, who is not even aware of your intentions to marry a second wife. It is a very complicated conversation. I mean, these are conversations that I suggest that people need to start having before they get married. Somebody told me that, listen, even if you sit down and have a conversation with a woman saying that I'll only marry you if you allow me marry another wife, he said there's a possibility that woman will agree and then go spiritual power on you, or black magic. Those are some of the people you see, they put their pictures in bottles, lock it up, chain it somehow, and then throw that into the sea. So he argues that this is some of the reasons why men are not really open talking about certain things. Women give everything in relationship. They give their body, they give their soul, they give their time, they give their money, they give their energy, they give their all to that relationship. So it's not as easy as just saying, okay, if your husband is cheating or your husband has a second wife and you're not happy with it, get out of it. It's not that simple. In the case of Edochie, his wife May got married to him when she was a teenager. So, and all this while, everything she has done revolved around him, revolved around the family. So it's not as easy as she just picking up and leaving at that point. And knowing the culture, the cultural aspect of it, if May decides to leave that marriage, she is leaving that marriage without the children. Because, again, in Igbo land, the man, as long as he has paid your bride price, he owns the children. She would have to leave that marriage empty-handed. Over 20 years of marriage, relationship, down the drain. Then you have to, get people together. In some cases, get lawyers involved just to see your children. It doesn't really, nobody wants to put children in that situation. I think this is why previously, or decades ago, people or women are happy to stay in abusive marriages, stay with men that cheat just because of the children. So many men that were asked, are you happy to have a second wife or side chick? Most of them said, well, they're happy to have second wives because they just want to have a title to it. If you have a side chick and the side chick has so many requests, then that will cost you more money. So in terms of financial, second wife, according to them, is more economical to have a second wife than a side chick. So this is why some of them are marrying second wife, regardless of what the wife is saying, because the cost of maintaining girlfriends, side chicks is expensive. So I would say that any man that is happy to have a second wife, a side chick, or a girlfriend should also be happy for his wife to also have boyfriends and sugar boys, or what are they called? I don't even know what they are called. Just the way we have sugar daddies, there are sugar mommies. So if you're happy for your wife to be a sugar mommy to one small boy out there, then go cheat. So that is what I'm going to be ending today's video. So thank you very much for watching today's episode. I am very sure that this will not be the last time I'll be coming here to talk about Edochie, because the story is still unfolding. People are still having conversation, different conversation. Side chicks are coming out now to give reasons why they are side chicks. Girlfriends to married men are coming out to give reasons why they are dating married men. Wives are coming out to say that they are happy for their husbands to have girlfriend and side chicks and not bring in second wives. And some of the side chicks are saying, well, we also want a title as a wife. We want that respect. We don't just want to live the rest of our lives living in the shadows. We also want a title. This is why some men are marrying second wives. So this is not going to end. Polygamy is here too. Polygamy has always been here, but married men having girlfriends and side chick that they eventually turn to second wives or third wife is here to stay, regardless of whether he is a Christian, a Muslim, a traditionalist, a church boy. Yeah, even if you met him on the altar. If he is a pastor, there are so many pastors that have multiple wives. Although, yeah, they divorced them, but even before they divorced that wife, they've been dating somebody. They have girlfriends. There are so many pastors on this table. Apostle Suleiman, he's still married, but we have documented different girlfriends that he's had over the years. So who are we deceiving? Let's just wake up, smell the coffee, do whatever you have to do, but just be mindful that you're not intentionally hurting anybody. So see you same time when I come by. Bye bye.